Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone is in good health and protected from these difficult times. As we all know, that the COVID-19 pandemic is not over and over yet, but so quickly another climate arrives, such as the current weather, which continues to be cloudy and it will rain causing flash floods that are currently engulfing the settlement of our brother and sister. Life in coastal areas. All of my friends and my lecturers, have you ever thought about why our brother and sister were hit by such a heavy disaster, namely a flash flood? What caused our brother area to be flooded? Are the posts broken or is it caused by the destruction of mangrove trees? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's all listen to this speech about effort to increase the planting of mangroves trees as an alternative to flood prevention. An effort to increase the planting of mangrove trees as an alternative to flood control is an effort that we do to reduce the potential for abrasion in coastal areas. The more people who plant mangrove trees, the higher the conservation of nature and flooding will be more manageable by everyone. The first reason why there is need to increase the planting of mangrove trees because if we plant mangrove tree seedling, it continues to grow big and his strong roots and is able to slow down the movement of tidal water. It can cause sediment to settle to the bottom of the mud. So there will be no flooding even if it runs dense and tidal seawater. In addition, this mangrove tree can withstand ocean current that erode the coastal LANDP. My reason, planting mangrove trees can support warming from seawater and mangrove plants play a role in overcoming flooding in coastal areas. If we plant a lot of mangrove trees, it is an effort to protect our nature conservation efforts. As a tourist attraction with the concept of education and conservation, not just for flood prevention. We can see the evidence when we increase the planting of mangrove trees. It is clear that flood disaster will be overcome so that there are few people who are not affected by floods. Mangrove can purify seawater and protect beaches. Even mangrove plants can break or block ocean currents, thereby protection against tsunami and hurricanes. Effort to increase the planting of mangrove trees can become habitat for fish, shrimp, crabs, and other living things that live on the coast. The preservation that must be maintained is because the mangrove trees that used to be settling will grow into a mangrove forest. From the forest, we must protect it because the forest is the lungs of the world. The stores a lot of oxygen, and the forest can prevent erosion, floods, and landslide. There is evidence the many mangrove forests on the coast have been damaged so that the population of marine life is decreasing, even flooding and the collapse of the marine ponds, resulting in decreased income for fish, crabs, and shrimp. The planting of mangrove trees is very effective in preventing tsunami, flooding, and erosion. Therefore, I believe the planting mangrove trees settling can help and become the most important alternative in dealing with flooding. If we plan out, then the next 5 years, the tree will grow and the coastal area will be fertile and prosperous. Okay, at the end of the speech, there is a need for an appeal that needs to be remembered by everyone that the planting of mangrove trees is in effort to preserve the coastal areas of the sea so that all communities around the sea coast are not affected by floods and tsunami or their ponds collapse. both around young people and the nation generation are precious and prosperous and nature is fertile. So there is a need for a movement to plant as many mangroves possible so that they can provide benefits to the surrounding community. Ladies and gentlemen, after economic and following this discussion, it is about the conclusion that mangrove planting need to be considered carefully so that seeds that have been planted can grow and produce new habitat and lots of fish, shrimp, and crab, so that fishermen are excited to look for them. Therefore, at the end of my speech, I asked the audience to plant mangrove to prevent flooding and to see the chaos with last mangrove forests. Thank you.